All right, we are live. Welcome to
Hello,
this week's live session here in the Land Investing Pros Facebook group and YouTube channel. Welcome. We go live every single week giving you great content. Today we got something super special for you, super just something that's really going to help you in your business and going to set you apart from any other land investor and also get you in the position where you're making a good amount of money, right?
that's right. And first of all, before we get started, like if you're out there, if you're watching this live, send us some hearts, get some interaction, ask questions. We love it. Please let us know you're out there. We're not just talking to no one out there. Also, if you're seeing this after the live, if you're seeing a replay, just comment replay below. And if you have any questions, just ask the questions. We'll go back and answer them then. But yeah, like Aaron said, it's gonna be a really good topic today. We're talking about pricing your offer, and that's a really big deal because you're gonna do that a lot, and you're gonna do a lot of analysis beforehand, a lot of research in order to know what your price should be, what you're gonna offer to all of these owners and in your market that you've chosen.
Exactly. Yep. And it's extremely important. If you don't get this part down, you are going to have resistance and it's just, you're going to lose the momentum. And it's extremely important. So, Abdiel and I, we talk to you, um, all people in the group very often, and we answer questions. And a lot of the questions that we get, and one of the main questions that we get is how do you price an
Your
offer,
offer.
how much you should be offering to acquire and purchase these properties and these pieces of land, because it's honestly an art, right? And so as we're going through this, you'll have questions. So please let us know what questions you have so that we can just tailor this live session towards you and your questions. But the question that we get a lot is, how do I price a property? How do I know how much it's worth? How do I know how much I can sell it for? And things like that. And because it's the first step of this whole process, it's extremely important that you get it right. Right? You don't want to send out an offer to or send out a mailer and have a messed up strategy on how you're offering and how you're pricing these properties. Because if you don't have a blueprint, you don't know exactly how to price your offer, you will fail. You will get a lot of people saying no, right? And so today we're going to be talking about that and talking about why it's so important to do that, right? And so before we even get to that part of pricing your offer, you actually have to make sure you're getting into the right market. Okay,
Right.
you want to be able to be pricing properties in a hot market. You don't want to be jumping into just a dead market, a market where you acquire the property, you buy it, but you're not able to sell it, right? So you're going to be using all this time to price the properties, purchase the property, and then you find out that the market was bad, and you don't want to do that. You
Yeah.
need to find out well before you even offer to purchase the properties in that market. You need to know if it's a good market or not.
Yeah. And I think one of the most important things that you should remember, there's a lot of tools out there to do analysis, to do research, so you know how to price your offer. But I think a lot of people know Zillow, know LandWatch, and I really just from all the coaching calls, most of the people know about the tools, but they just don't know how to use them, or I guess the principles behind it, you know. And a lot of people are afraid of going into competitive areas or anything like that. And really, you just need a little bit of guidance in that and teach you how to use Zillow, how to use LandWatch, what to look for, you know. So you could really benefit from that. But it's really important that you learn how to use those tools so that you can analyze the right market for you. Because depending on how much money that you have on budget, or if you're using an investor, you're going to be looking at a lot of different things, and you're going to need to know what to pick out and how to determine if this market is going to be profitable to you, and if so, at what price, and also being able to determine the data points in that using those tools like Zillow and LandWatch to be able to price that offer. I don't know
Exactly.
if I'm
Yep.
making sense there, but hopefully that came out as a good sentence.
No, no, yeah, it made a lot of sense. You really, it's extremely important, and yeah, before you jump into anything, you really need to know how to price your properties correctly. And so, right now we have a comment from Facebook user. I'm planning on joining you guys soon. Just working on getting another funding source to continue funding the buying of the land. So, a little off topic, but we'll go. We'll get back to pricing. But for the people who don't have the money, the people who don't have the money to buy land, you don't necessarily need money. One of the greatest things that exists out there is OPM, which means other people's money, right? So we need to get used to using other people's money, and it's available out there. And so
Oh, that's funny.
um, for the Facebook user, I don't know your name, but we actually fund deals. So if you find a good deal, all you have to do is really focus on learning the strategies and systems that we have in place. Learn how to price your offers and find a good deal, get that deal under contract, and then we will fund it, and then there's a profit split after that. So that
Yep.
really takes away that obstacle that a lot of people have, like, because it makes sense, right? It's not all of us are made out of money, and I'm not either, but there are people who do have a lot of money, and they're out there and they're looking for opportunities to invest. And
Right.
Land Investing Pros, we actually have a good funding source, and so you bring the deals to us, we pay for the deal 100%, and then after it's sold, we split the profit, right? So, yeah, that's just
Yep.
something that is available to you guys.
Yep. So go to landinvestingpros.com or under deal partner or deal funding. You can take a look at those and see what suits you best.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you have any
And so,
questions about just ask us.
oh, nice. Hey, Scott Brown. Yeah, he's always here. Scott Brown's always in the live session. So nice to have you here, Scott. Um, so yeah, so before you even get to the point of funding the deals, you need to price it right. Okay. And so I'll go over our process a little bit so you know how it works and how you can actually get these deals. So we're purchasing properties for between 20 to 30% of what we can sell it for. So a good easy number is, let's say a property is worth
Mhm.
$10,000, we're buying it for about $2,000 to $3,000. Okay. And um, from then, that those are the kind of numbers we're looking at. If the deal isn't there, if we're only going to be doubling our money for a deal that small, it's not worth it. We look for deals out there that where you can get it for around 20 to 30% and sell it at market value. Now, obviously, doubling your money is good money, right? It's still really good. Any type of investment where you can double your money is good money. But in the land investing niche and in the field, you can actually acquire these properties for
A
pennies
lot
to the
less.
dollar and and
Mhm.
and make good deals. So there's no real reason, if you're short on cash, to jump in on a deal where you're only going to be doubling your money, when you can jump into a deal that you could be 4xing your money, even 5xing your money, right? And so you just have to be aware that these opportunities are out there.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of a hard thing to not make money. If you're doing this right, you'll definitely make money. Yeah, you either double or triple or quadruple. If you're doing it well, you should be tripling or quadrupling. Yeah.
Hmm. Exactly.
Well, so let's get back, I guess, to the. I mean, I think one of the important things is that the research that goes behind it before you even think about pricing is just making sure that you understand the market that you're jumping into in whatever state or county, and making sure you understand the funnel process so that you're doing something precise and not just mailing to a whole county and hoping somebody will accept your offer. There's a lot more to that.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more to that. And there's strategies people teach. There are some people that teach strategies where you mail to a whole state or to a whole county, and that's
Yeah,
honestly not the best use of your money. You will be targeting people who most likely won't sell to you, and you
yeah,
will be offering them incorrectly, right? You will be offering a price that just doesn't work. For example, let's say a quarter acre on one side of town can be worth $10,000, and a quarter acre on the other side of the county can be worth $40,000. And so there are some people that out there that get a list of properties that are a quarter acre in a whole county, and they'll offer them the same amount based on that cheaper market. Right.
Right.
And so that's just incorrect. That's just going to be a waste of letters, a waste of money, and a waste of your time and the person you're sending it to. And so obviously the person who knows their property is worth 30,000 and you're offering them 2,000 for it, they're going to be offended by it. And you're just going to be, that was a wasted letter. There are better ways to do that where you hyper focus on specific areas, get to know that area really well, learn that market, and we teach that in our coaching program. We show you how to actually hyper focus and know if it's a good market or not, and to target the right, I guess, pockets in a county rather than
Yeah.
going after the whole county. And so that's we teach that, and we teach it because it's extremely important. And once you do that, once you hyper focus on a county, that's when you should be pricing it. You should be
Right.
pricing your offers based on the comps of that market rather than the size of the property. Some people out there are selling, okay, per acre I'm offering $1,000 or $2,000, right? And so then if a 1 acre, they'll say send $2,000 offer to 1 acre, and then they'll double it for the 2 acre, and then 3 acre. They'll just keep on tripling it, and they'll just move up that way. And that's just not the best way of pricing an offer.
Yeah. And I think that's like what you said is just hyper focusing. And I think that's like one of the biggest surprises that I get from the students just when we're coaching is like, wow, this is actually kind of simple, but it's precise. It's very accurate to a specific area. And you want to narrow the data points so that you're very specific to the pricing, because that's going to be the most important part when you're getting a return call, because that's what you're going to be talking about on the phone with the owner is about the offer. And that has to have a lot of backing behind it, not just some whimsical research that you just did, but you actually focused on it, you understand what's going on in that market, and you're very precise about it, and there's data points around there giving you evidence that that's a good price for that.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, yeah. And like you said, it gets you ready for that phone conversation, right? Because they're
Right.
going to call you or they're going to email you, and they will say yes, or maybe they'll say no, but they'll want to
And you can
renegotiate.
negotiate.
If
Yeah.
they want to renegotiate, it's not a bad thing, right? You can talk to them. But if you don't have any foundation, if you don't have a foundation, if you don't know why you price that amount, then that conversation is going to go really badly.
It's gonna go
And
south.
yeah, the sell the
South.
property owner is going to be in control, and they're going to be the ones controlling the conversation and
Yeah.
deciding how much that property is worth.
Yeah. It's really like, and I mean, you've gotten letters, I've gotten letters back where people are like, this is outrageous, or
Hmm.
this is that, or like just angry people for sure. That happens. But when you're focused like that, you at least have something to base it off of, your offer. And then when you're negotiating, if you do negotiate, you start on your terms and your ground. You have the upper hand in that aspect,
Hmm.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we're pros, right? We're the pros in this situation. We're the land
right.
investing pros, and after you go through the program, you'll be a pro yourself. But we're the pros, and so when these property owners, a lot of them don't know their market really well, and some of them think that their property is worth way more than what they really are. And so, as
Yeah,
a professional, you need to know these things, and you need to have all the systems in place, and know that yeah, you have to have that foundation, have that blueprint, right? And so to go off of what you said about the letters, Abdiel, so we send out those letters. A lot of
mhm,
people, there will be people that will say no, right? They'll be offended because obviously we're offering them less than what they think it's worth or what it's worth or how much we can sell it for. Um, but that's the part of the game that happens. You'll get people saying no, and you'll get people who are angry. But if you price it wrong, if you price the whole mailing wrong incorrectly, all you're gonna get are a bunch of phone calls, people cussing you
to
out,
say
people that are mad. You're gonna get emails, you're gonna get texts. You'll get that letter sent back with curse words all over. They're just gonna
yeah,
do everything wrong. And so, let's say you send out 1,000 letters. If you price 1,000 offers wrong, you're gonna get only negative responses, and so that
yeah,
can be very discouraging. It can be very detrimental to your business, especially at the beginning, because your first mailer was it was a bust, right? Obviously,
Yeah, that,
I've had mailers that were a bust, but I had the mindset where I was able to go through and keep mailing, right? But for a beginner, like if you send your first mailer and it's a bust and it fails, it's kind of discouraging and it's hard to pick up the momentum again. So it's very important that you pick the right price the first time, so that yeah, you'll get those negative responses, but you'll at least get good responses. People will say yes, and
yeah,
the few people that say yes, you'll be able to move forward and get some deals in, make some good money.
exactly. And I think we need to think also the end goal here of the business. The end goal is not just to make money. You want to make money, but the real, I guess, source of it is the fact that you can scale your business and keep growing it, and you can repeat the process over and over at a larger scale. Not every business, not every model can follow that this a scaling process as easily and as well or effective, I guess, as land flipping. Honestly, I haven't seen it this effective.
Mm-hmm.
But if you follow the process and if you have a good pricing analysis and market analysis and you know what you're talking about, all the rest of the times that you're going to be marketing in whatever area, whatever state, you're going to be knowing what to do. And honestly, it's going to, at some point, it does get boring because it's the same thing over and over again. You're looking at data points, you're looking at areas, pricing, and then it'll come down to a certain few points where you're going to say, "Oh, that's it," and that's literally the your answer right there. But you
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to scale this and keep repeating it so that you can be able to obviously make more money, right? That's
Exactly.
the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you said like you need to have a strategy. You need to know what you're doing so that you can do it again.
Yeah,
So my first mailer, I didn't have any help. I didn't have any. Yeah, no one helped me. I just kind of did it on my own, and I was able to get one deal out of it. I think I sent 500 letters. I got one deal, and to this date, it's been my worst deal. But when it came time to send the second mailer, I didn't know what I did right for me to get that one deal, right? And I
right,
wanted to know. And so if you don't have a strategy, then you don't know, you won't be ready for the next time you send out letters, and you won't be
right,
ready for the next deal. So you always have to
right.
be ready for those strategies, because like Abdel said, the system and this formula is very straightforward, very linear, and it's almost to the point where it can get boring because
Yeah,
it's the same thing, right? You find a market, you price the market, you send letters, you buy the property, you sell the property, and you do that over and over and over and over again, and nothing's really stopping you from doing more and more deals other than money.
yeah.
But we already talked about funding, so that's not an excuse anymore.
Really, yeah. And in the beginning, it might be tedious, but once you start scaling and you have the means to you know hire a VA. I was gonna say buy, but you don't buy VAs. To hire a VA, they're human beings, virtual
Yeah.
assistants. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, once you you have the means to hire people to do those tedious things, you become a producer and a land investor rather than just a real estate worker. You know, rather than just a worker who's just doing tedious things. At that point, you focus on macro management and running the fun part of your business, right? And that's just making sure the market analysis gets done. You're marketing the selling aspect of it, and that's a lot more fun to me, at least, for
No,
sure.
totally, definitely, definitely. And so, yeah, I guess we can get into how to actually price an offer, right? Because,
Yeah,
yeah, it is pretty simple. If you price your offer correctly, you will get a good amount of people saying yes to your letters, and you will be targeting those people that are ready to sell their land, right? So we're when we send these letters out, we're sending these letters out to people who have problems. So we're problem solvers, right? So either someone who, a lot of these people, they've inherited their property, their land, don't care about it, they're paying taxes, and they're happy to sell it for a certain amount. Other
yeah,
people receiving a divorce, or there's a disaster in the family, or a death in the family. All these different things occur in people's lives every single day, and so we just have to constantly be sending out letters with the right price, with the right offer, so that when those things are happening in their lives and these letters come in, they accept it. For example, today I had a
Yeah.
conversation with a man who lives in Florida. I'm going to be buying 3 properties from him. And we were talking, and he said he bought these properties, I think it was almost 10 years ago, for way too much. And I looked it up, and he definitely paid way too much for it. And he just wants to liquidate it. He says he's gotten letters like mine before, but for some reason he responded to mine. Like now he's ready to liquidate. Okay. So my letters hit his mailbox at the right time and at the moment that he needed it for him to get the cash to be able to invest in other things or whatever else is going on in his life. So these letters, yeah, other people are sending out letters, but there's not a problem if you're pricing it right and if you're consistently sending out letters, you will get people saying yes. And it's just a numbers game, right? Abdel, you're a numbers guy. You love
Yep.
numbers, and
I do. I do love them.
so it's just numbers. That's all it is.
Really, it
But
is a numbers game.
mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into how to actually price. We'll give them a good overview of how to actually do it. So I'll start. So it's honestly really simple.
You want to start using Zillow?
Let me see if I can share my. Yeah, I wanna see if I can share it. Are you able to share it on your end?
I'm trying to, but I don't see it.
You can do a little. Okay. Dang. I think we're just gonna have to use I guess our power of word. So, yeah, we'll just go over and do the best we can just to explain it. But what the way it works is, first, when you go to pick out a market, you need to find a market that has a lot of movement. So you can start off by going onto landwatch.com. And on landwatch.com, you can actually go in and see all of the listings and all of the transactions that have happened in each state in the country. And so you pick out a state that has a lot of transactions, a lot of listings. You click on the state, and then you'll see a count. It'll be separated in counties, and each county will show how many properties are being sold or have sold in the on LandWatch. And so you go after the
Hold on
counties
there.
that have a
I
lot of.
think you're
What's up?
breaking.
Oh, are we lagging? Let me see if I just keep going. Abdel will be back soon, but basically you find an area that has a lot of movement, and you can do that through LandWatch. And you find these areas that have a lot of properties that have sold or that are on the market right now. After you do that, you pick out the county you'd like to. Abdel's gone. He'll be back soon. You pick out the county that you like and that has a lot of movement, and after that, you move over to Zillow, and you look up that area.
Hmm.
Hold
And
on,
I'm back.
all right, cool. Can you hear me clearly? All
Can you
right,
say
it might
something?
lag. Yeah, it might lag a little bit again, but
My
it's all good.
goodness.
So after that, you go to Zillow and you change the filters at the top of Zillow, and you change it to show
You-
only
You've been
lots.
breaking quite a bit since the beginning, but it wasn't that bad. Just
I wonder if it's still streaming. If you guys, whoever's watching this live, can you let me know if it's breaking up or not? Because it might be working still, but it might be just bad on your end.
I think it might be just my end.
Yeah. All right. It's all good. We'll just jump into it.
Okay. It's yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So then after we'll just go. You start at LandWatch, then you jump over to Zillow. At the
Yeah.
top of the Zillow website, there are filters, and there's a home type filter. So you change it to where it only shows the properties that are lots and land. Take off apartments, take off commercial, take off single family homes. Only show the results for land. And yeah, it just makes it super easy to find um, those Actually, I think I figured out how to share this. It shows what the listings are in in um in that area for lots and land. Okay, and so uh, there is after that you can actually change the filters even more to be able to see. Let me see, share screen. Okay, Abdel, can you see my screen? Can
Yes,
you see my
yes, yes.
screen? Okay, perfect. Great.
Yeah,
So I just pulled up Florida.
it's internet.
Yeah, and these are the home type filters up here. So I show only lots and land, and then I'll zoom into a market that I like. I'm just gonna pick a random one. You find these pockets where there are a lot of properties sold, and you go in here. You can look at the properties on the market right now. So it shows that these properties are selling for about 58,000. These are all 2 to 5 acre lots. So these are big lots. And then we'll go to sold. We'll see that they're all pretty big, right? 5 acre lots, and they're selling for 35,000. So what we will do here, this might not be the best market to do it, but actually, yeah, this is fine. So what we'll do is we'll go to the sold option, and we will go from low to high, and we'll see properties that have sold in this area that are around the same size at the lowest point. So the lowest properties, or the properties that have sold for the least, are about $10,000 for 5 acre lots. And on the high end, those 5 acre lots are selling for about 100,000, 45,000. I think on average they're between 30 to I would say between 20 to 30. So what we would do in this specific market is, since it's a more expensive market, we'll probably be sending out offers around $10,000, right? Because if we can acquire for 10,000, sell it for 30, that's $20,000 right there. Okay, so it's super simple, honestly. You go to a market, you go to the sold tab, and you see how what the lowest price point for a property of that type, and offer them that amount. So we'll go to a cheaper market. That was a really expensive market. So we'll go over here. Same thing. So we'll go on the high end. On the high end, properties of about 10,000 square feet. They sold for about $6,000 in this little specific market. On the low end, for about $1,000, right? So I would send out letters offering $1,000 to properties of 10,000 square feet in this specific area. And it's honestly that simple. Okay. And we would be looking to sell it for about $6,000. So acquire for 1,000, sell it for 6, we make $5,000 off of it. And if you sell it for a little bit more, or if you buy it for a little bit more, then the chances of you, or if you offer more, then the chances of you actually getting an accepted offer is higher. So yeah, cool. So I talked a lot. I didn't notice you were off the stream. Abdul. Cool. Well, I think the internet is kind of lagging, but if you are interested in working directly with us, then we help you lay out your whole business plan, lay out your goals, and work directly with you so that you can really scale your business and take it to the moon. If you are interested in receiving our pricing blueprint, we have a blueprint that we follow. If you would like to have access to that blueprint, then comment pricing in the comment section, and Abdel will reach out to you and we'll get you that blueprint. It's the blueprint that we use for when we price our letters. Okay, so comment pricing and we'll get you that. Also, sorry, if you are ready to jump into the Land Investing Pros and get the course and get into the coaching program, we have a promo code that will get $150 off. So don't just go in there and acquire it. We have a promo code that can take the $150 off of it, and $150 can get you about what would it be? What is it? How many letters? Like 300 letters, 500, 300 letters. And so, yeah, make sure to uh, reach out to us so that we can get you that promo code, or just comment in the comment section that you would like that promo code, and we can get that out to you. Okay. And so that's what we have for today. Remember, comment pricing if you want that blueprint, and comment promo code if you want that promo code, so that you can get $150 off. And it's not the same blueprint. This is a pricing blueprint. It's not a virtual blueprint. It's a pricing blueprint. So comment pricing, and yeah, we'll get that to you. And yeah, that's all we got for this week. If you do have any questions, leave it in the comment section, and we'll get back to you through the comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.